Happy Easter from PickersRunningRamblings. Hope everyone stops eating those Easter eggs when they're done and not when they're tired. Happy Easter, and hope everyone's having a really good day. Here we are on the hang gliding launch pad at Byron Bay, just over the edge there. Tallow Beach down below. Amazing place, obviously fantastic spot of the earth. I think one of the most beautiful places. I think anyway. This week I thought I might cover a little bit about Big Red Run and the logistics of it and how it works, so that everyone hopefully has a little bit of a better understanding of how it works. And obviously, yeah, it's great because a lot of people are asking about how the details, I suppose. And to an extent, I don't really worry too much about a lot of the details. I figure I get myself to Birdsville, I run 250 kilometres, I get back, and they look after the rest in a way. But anyway, day one. So it's out of Birdsville, about 2,100 kilometres west of Brisbane. Haven't ever been there, so that'll be pretty exciting. It's the end of a four-stop flight with Rex. It's the only airline that goes out there. Takes about 10 hours by flight, so it should be a long day, I think, getting out there. 27th of June, I think, is just got a date written down there. 27th of June, and starts and finishes on the 2nd of July. So day one is start at Birdsville, run out of Birdsville, do a marathon that day, and you end up at camp somewhere in the Simpson Desert. I don't really know where, but somewhere out there. Then day two, from camp back to camp, it's a marathon loop on day two. Day three is the sprint day. It's 31k, so a bit of a sprint. Back to camp again. These loops go different directions each day. Day four is the double marathon, so 84.5k. Day five is another marathon, so a bit over 42. And then that night you've moved camp, so you're back to the same camp all bar that last night. And then the last night, the camp must be 8k out of Birdsville, and then you do an 8k group run into the Birdsville pub. So it should be great. Obviously, you don't think it'll take many beers at the end of that to feel the effect, but I'm sure they'll be enjoyable and tasty. Some of the terrain is so there's a few different bits of terrain on the website, so I've just written them down. I'll go through what they are. So you have gibber plains. I think it's pronounced gibber. They're basically described as pebble carpet. So the wind and the sand sort of taking the rough edge off the pebbles, but it's basically like a large pebble creek, and you're running over that. So it's really uneven type of surface, obviously sort of rocky, uneven pebble creek type stuff. Then you got the sand dunes, which I'm actually surprised, because it actually describes them as reasonably hard under feet, but obviously pretty steep. Average of about 15 metres in height, and Big Red is the largest sand dune in Australia. It's 40 metres. I think you do it on day one. And the sand dunes are about every 500 metres to 2 kilometres apart for the course. So obviously the hills are pretty important to me, the training aspects of it. Then you got the dune crests, which are what they actually describe as the hardest terrain of all to run on, because that is the soft sand. They've said that the soft sand aspect is probably about 25% of the total terrain, so hence why I try and get down the beach and do a fair few long runs on soft sand. Then you got salt lakes, so problem with them is hard around the edges, but if you're a bit wary and veer in towards the middle a bit, they're really soft and boggy, and it can cause a bit of trouble. Then you got the clay pan areas, described as running similar to running on a marble bench, they've said, and obviously if rain comes, fair bit of trouble with the clay there. And then you've got station tracks, so long, flat, hard, nice, easy running, but obviously pretty dusty, and once again depends on the weather. So I suppose that gives hopefully a bit of an insight into what's ahead of me. A lot of obviously a lot of different terrains, but something that I'm really enjoying the different types of aspects and different ways you have to run and think and move about to be able to cover different types of terrain, which is something I've really found I've enjoyed with the trail running. So once again, happy Easter everyone. Thanks for all the support, and all the best. Thanks. Catch you next time.